Everyone. May your evening turn out to be soul relaxing and replenishing, knowledgeable and great. Welcome to Dr. N. Sudhiraj weekly webinar series conducted by Ayurveda College Coimbatore, powered by Diksha e-learning. In today's session, we will be discussing about Ayurveda psychiatry in general practice by Dr. Suhas Kumar Shetty, MD Nayu PhD. Before starting the session, I would like to go through few of the basic instructions to be followed throughout the session. For uninterrupted class session, use laptop with high-speed internet connection. Please make sure your microphone is on mute to have a disturbance-free session. In case of any disruption, please check your internet connection firstly, and if the problem is within our network connection, kindly raise the issue in the chat box. Filling your full name to be displayed is much appreciated. Any question can be posted in the chat box. Questions raised will be cleared at the end of the session. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Chandramoulishwaran, Principal, Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, to deliver the welcome address. Welcome you, sir.
Good evening, one and all. And first of all, I extend my warm welcome and gratitude towards Dr. Suga Shetty Bhaiya. I always call him Bhaiya, so it's always coming. So once again, I sincerely thank from my bottom of my heart that you have accepted our invitation, sir. And so I know Bhaiya since 20 years, very humble and always smiling. And some people never change in their life and their attitude or whatever maybe. So I'm very honored and grateful that Bhaiya is with us, and very studious and very sincere, as far as I know. So once again, I welcome him wholeheartedly from Ayurveda College, from myself as well as from other members. And once again, I welcome all the participants, those who have joined since they have been with us for so many, maybe since the beginning of COVID. And I welcome the new participants and my students, my colleagues. So definitely, because Sugas sir is the one of the early batches of, MD Manasaroga. So that time it was very in the nascent stage, and the Asan was the one college where they had this MD Manasaroga. So it would be really mind-boggling session, and he's been having more than 20 years of his experience on treating patient. He's working with so many psychiatric cases and normal cases also. So definitely I am sure that this will be a wonderful session. So once again, I welcome all of you. Over to Bhaiya. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's a great pleasure for me to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Suhas Kumar Shetty, MD, IU and PhD. Sir is an Ayurveda practitioner, teacher and researcher who is specialized in mental health research methodology and medical statistics with experience of over 16 years. Currently, Sir is holding a post of professor and head in the Department of Manovigyana Evam Manasa Roga, Ayurveda Psychiatry, and Dean in Research and Development at Sri Dharmasthala Manjunadeshwara SDM College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Hassan, India. Sir is an international invited speaker in various conferences and workshops across the globe. Sir is an editorial and review board of many scientific journals. Sir is recognized in PG and PhD guide at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka, Bangalore. Sir is a recipient of various academic awards like Contingent Grant Award from CCRAS, New Delhi, Pratibha Puraskar Award for Social Service in Treatment of Alcoholic Disorders and Paralysis, Bishop 2018 Best Doctor Award, Best Paper Presenter Award at various seminars and conferences, etc. We are very proud to have you here on the session today, sir. Now, without any further ado, we will turn the time over to respected Dr. Suhas Kumar Shetty to enlighten our minds with his knowledge. Over to you, sir. Sir, you can unmute yourself, sir. Yes, sir, we are audible, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So at the outset, my humble pranams to all the participants, and especially it's a great honor and privilege to be a part of this webinar series, which is in the memory of one of a legend in Ayurveda, Dr. Sudhir Raj sir, who has been a great inspiring personality in the field of Ayurveda, and above all, a very humble human being. So it was a really great privilege and honor, and express my salutation and gratitude to the entire team of the Ayurveda College Coimbatore for these wonderful opportunities. And so happy to see my friend and dear brother Chandramoleshwaran sir for being a part of this webinar. So happy to see him leading the whole college, and I pray and wish for his all the very success in his future. And as we all know, this webinar is being jointly organized by eDiksha Learning Academy. And I'm very happy to be a part of this discussion and webinar. And I've learned that most of them are either students or practitioners or doctors or teachers. So that's the reason why probably I'll not try to bore you with a lot of theoretical concepts, because I have been a very passionate practitioner. I'll be definitely trying to share my clinical experiences in the field of a very important and unique areas called as Manasa Roga. So what I'll try to do probably is I'll present myself with a small presentation for 45 to 50 minutes. Maybe I'll stop at maybe at 7:45 or 7:50. And I would like to take up a lot of interaction questions from all the participants for the next half an hour. So this is what I expect the participants to kindly put forward your questions, plenty of questions, and I'll try my best to share few of my clinical experiences in the field of Manasa Roga. So I think without delay much of time, I would like to start my presentation. Yeah, Ramya, you're able to see the slides?
Yes, sir.
It's audible, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. We can see it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So again, my pranams to the great soul, Dr. Sudhir Raj, and I thank the entire organization for this wonderful opportunity. So the topic that has been allotted to me for today's discussion is Ayurveda psychiatry in general practice. See, dear friends, as you all know, whenever we come across this practice in our profession, we come across various types of the physical and mental disorders. So though we learn in our text or in case of the Samhitas that there are different types, like there is Sharirika Roga, there is Manasika Rogas, as there is a clear, distinct classification of these diseases in the text. But when it comes to practice, when it comes to the real life scenario, you do not see this detrimental compartmental differentiation between the body and mind. So it's always that both of them coexist. But how do you classify this as predominantly a mental disorders or predominantly a psychological disorders, or whether it's a physical or a somatic disorders, depends upon the extent of involvement. Okay. So it is very, very, very important to understand that there is no separate classification as the body and the mind. They are always interrelated among each other. And that is why always Ayurveda has talked about the close interrelationship between the body and mind. That the body follows the mind and mind will follow the body. But based on the Hetu, Linga, and the clinical manifestation, we differentiate between the bodily disease and the psychological diseases. Okay, so see, this specialty practice has not been a very new concept in Ayurveda, and since ages and since the generation, we have been talking about specialty practices in Ayurveda, mainly classifying into Ashtanga Ayurveda. And in that, we come across a branch called as Bhuta Vidya or Graha Chikitsa, which encompasses most of the minor and major psychiatric disorders. See, there are a lot of myth concepts regarding the term Bhuta Vidya. See, basically, this branch of Ayurveda involves all those diseases which are causing the infections of the mind. And even sometimes, to some extent, the body also, it could be because of some external causes, because of abhigata, abhishanga, abhichara, or any of these factors which are external in nature and which can cause various derangements in the bodily and psychological phenomena, comes under the a big umbrella called as Bhuta Vidya or Graha Chikitsa. See, why it is called as Graha? Graha means to be attacked, to be seized. So it is not some ghost or some evil spirit is going to seize somebody. It is a person's clinical manifestation, as if he feels that he has been encompassed by or seized by the various types of disorders. And that is where we have the different types of a classification. Okay. So Bhuta Vidya or Graha Chikitsa refers to all those disorders which are because of some external factors, either known or unknown factors. And that is why we have two types of treatment aspects, Devapashra Chikitsa and Sattvaja Chikitsa and Yuktavapashra Chikitsa. See, Devapashraya and Yuktavapashraya are for the bodily problems or the Sharika Rogas, and Sattvaja is for the Mansika Doshas. If you are able to understand the exact cause, exact diseases, exact doshik involvement, you are able to establish a Karya Karana Siddhanta, you go with the Yuktavapashra Chikitsa. But if you're not able to identify the exact cause of a disease, you have to depend upon the Vyadhi Pratyanika Chikitsa in the form of Devapashra Chikitsa. Okay, so with this background, we would like to see what exactly do we mean by the psychiatric disorders. So when it comes to the psychiatric practices, see, it is very, very common that 1 in every 4 persons complains some or the other psychological ailments in a practice. And if you go to the depth of the practice, you see that around 40 to 50% of the general population complains some or the other stress factors, some or the other psychological involvement in their clinical manifestation. And it is not only related with the male or female pediatrics, or it is not related with geriatrics. It's an entire population from the child till the elderly that they could suffer with various types of psychological disorders. So how this psychiatric diagnosis is different from a physical disease? The most important thing is you cannot generalize it to the population. Like what could be normal for X could be abnormal for Y. So that is why there's a lot of individual differences in case of psychological manifestation. Second thing is it is very difficult to differentiate or define what is normalcy. Because like, for example, if a patient of fever comes to you, it is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit is normal for everyone. But in case of a person coming with the depression who has lost his brother, or there's a person who is coming with a depression who do not have any reason for being depressed. So there's a lot of difference to say whether it's normal or abnormal. The same person in case of a known psychological factors is normal, in case of unknown psychological factors could be abnormal. And we have to consider the various socio-religious and cultural background before we could diagnose whether it is a normal or abnormal to a particular culture background. And that is where proper history, interview becomes a very key factors in the diagnosis of psychiatric disorders. And when do you consider a psychiatric diagnosis? And what should be the important factors to be considered whenever you want to treat patients of Manasa Roga? See, the most important thing what I felt in my practice for almost last 20 years is that you should be able to establish a good rapport with the patient, obtain the maximum information from the patients. It's like you can always tell the patient to narrate their life like a story, like a movie. No, they can always, like, you feel that you're like a hero and heroine, and you need to narrate the story of a person and try to get the clues from about the psychiatric signs, maybe like hallucinations, delusions, okay, very important about abnormalities of the thought process. So try to take up some clues from the patients presenting complaints and try to compare about their developmental stages, like maybe in children or adolescent or adult, elderly, try to compare with their developmental stages. And that is where you should be like a CBI officer or investigator whenever you want to consult, become a consultant of Manasa Roga. Because everything that is on the screen may not be true in case of psychiatric practices. There are a lot of behind the screen assessment need to be done whenever you want to come with the patients. So that is why probably you have to analyze the probable causation or the stress factors or the stresses in case of a practice. So when do you explore further? Suppose thinking that this is a patient of Manas Roga. Suppose a patient comes to you with multiple vague, multiple somatic complaints. One day headache, one day body pain, one day back pain, one day stomach pain. If he comes morning, you go for rounds. He says, I just finished my rounds in the evening today at 6:30. And I could see that there was one patient who was telling that I'm having pain in the right side. And today when I'm going, he says it's the right side, left side. So a very typical presentation saying that it is a problem with the psychological disorders. Repeatedly, and today morning, the patient had come to me for the OPD on Monday. And today again, the patient calls you saying that I have this doubt, I have this problem, I have my irrational fear has increased. I have so many complaints which I want to share with you. And so many problems with the biological symptoms, like problem with the appetite, sleep, a general digestion, metabolism. If there is a lot of issues with that, patient is very irritable, hopeless, and especially say that a lot of tiredness, fatigue, body ache, malaise. And especially if you look at the patient's look, patient really looks, there's a lot of Ojokshaya lakshanas are present. And this is a very, very typical look, like klama is a very, very important symptom in case of a psychiatric diagnosis. So basically, how do you define a mental disorders as per the DSM-5? So DSM refers to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. It's an international classification of American Psychiatric Association, which defines the mental disorders as a syndrome which is clinically characterized by abnormalities in the process of how a person thinks, how a person feels, and how a person acts. Cognition, emotion, and behavior reflect the functions. It disturbs the psychological, biological, and the developmental process. And very importantly, it is going to disturb important areas of a person's daily routine. And this should not be in relation with the acceptable or cultural approved response to a stressors, like a death of a near one or a dear one. If a person feels sorrow or sad, it is quite normal. And that is why probably we call it as the Dharaniya Vegas. And sometimes Dharaniya Vegas are very wrongly interpreted as those which should be suppressed. It should not be suppressed because, again, suppression will cause the various types of abnormal manifestation. It is to see that it doesn't outflow the level of normalcy. It's like the dharana dhatava. It's like a maintenance. You're able to maintain, have a control of your stress of life. So that is why I always tell to my patients that, see, it is not the stress which is more important. It is your reaction to the stress which has to be analyzed, which is more important. Okay, like for example, suppose there is an exam. So exam is not a problem, but how a student will face the exam is most important. And so you cannot change the exam, but you can always change your approach towards exam. Similarly, you cannot change the stress, but you can always change, alter, modify, adapt, accept the either the demand or the resources of life. So, see, it's very important that you classify this pathological manifestation of Manas Roga into different types. And this is very, very important, this classification for the management or treatment. So there is something called as Kevala Manasika Rogas, Nanatmaja Manasika Rogas, Sharira Mano Adhishtita Manasika Rogas, and Mano Adhishtita Sharika Rogas. So I'll just go to the details of this. What do you mean by Kevala Manasika Rogas? It involves like Kama, Krodha, Bhaya, Shoka, Irsha, Mana, Mada, etc. So it involves all those basic minor psychological disturbances like anxiety disorders, mood disorders, personality disorders, disorders related with the impulse, etc., which again has involvement of various Sharika and Manasika Rogas. You have Nanatmaja Manasika Vyadhis, which are exclusive because of a particular type of the Sharika Rogas. Like because of Vata, you have different set of Manasika Rogas for Pitta and for Kapha. Like for example, Ashabda Shana, Vishada, Aswapna. So they are the diseases because of Vata. And like the Tama Pravesha, which you see in case of seizure disorders, epilepsy, is because of Pitta. And kapha like Nidra, Adikya, Tandra, etc. because of the kapha Nanatmaja Vikaras. Very commonly we come across the Sharira Manodishtita Manasika Rogas, which are psychosomatic in origin, like Unmada, Apasmara, Atatva Binivesha, Madatya, Gadodvega, Vyeshapasmara. They are the psychosomatic disorders. So there are some disorders which are called as Mano-Adishtita Manasika Rogas. So where the initial causative factors is the psychological phenomena, and it manifests in the bodily manifestation, like Shokaja Jwara, Shokajati Sara, Bhayajati Sara, Kamaja Jwara, or Shokaja Shosha, etc. So these are the physical manifestation of a psychological involvement or a psychological initiations. So how we should consider the diagnosis in case of the basics? See, always whenever a patient comes to you with psychological disorders, the way patient, so whenever patient comes to it with multiple disorders, so there is always, you have to come to a hypothesis, what could be the appropriate diagnosis for the patient. But see, because patient could complain of so many disturbances, but always try to consider the possible diagnosis, one single diagnosis. But sometimes it could be a dual diagnosis also, so it is also a reality. And whenever you feel that you are not able to fit into exact anxiety disorders or depression, etc., always consider some form of personality disorders, like maybe sometimes the interpersonal relationship, adjustment disorders, sometimes some form of social avoidant or dependent personality disorders. So this is what you should always consider when not able to fit to a particular diagnosis. So see, the most important, this is a very, very important message I want to give, especially for the practitioners of Manasa Roga. Don't just jump into conclusion that it is a psychological disorders. So it's because if you're sitting in Manasika Roga OPD, you always feel that every patient is having some psychological involvement. But it is not so. So always try to rule out the organic pathologies, learning disorders, substance abuse, major mental disorders, mood disorders, bipolar disorders, and then probably try to fit into some minor mental disorders. And that is a very, very important practice. Okay. So that is what, for example, a patient could come with anxiety and depression, and the problem could be hypothyroidism. A female patient comes with a lot of anxiousness. The problem could be PCOD. There could be some mitral regurgitation, which could cause panic disorders. So that is the reason why you should always try to rule out the possible physical ailments and other major illnesses before you could come to a proper diagnosis. So with this background, I would like to go into the treatment aspects of common psychological disorders. And as I said, basically this classification of this Trivida Chikitsa mentioned in Ayurveda is based on whether you are able to identify the cause and what are the doshas involved. If you're able to identify the cause, the involved doshas is Sharika doshas, then you should go with Yuktyapasha Chikitsa. If the causes are not known, but there is involvement of Sharika doshas, you go with Devapasha Chikitsa. And if there is involvement of the Manasika doshas, then you should go with Sattvaja line of treatment. And this is a basic classification based on whether you're able to identify the Sharika or Manasika doshas, or whether you're able to identify the actual cause of the diseases. So there are various types of psychological disorders also which can be managed with the help of Devapasha Chikitsa. So basically, whenever there is, because this Devapasha Chikitsa is very much based on the faith and the socio-religious background. So if a person has this faith, and it has its own positive vibration. So like, for example, mantra, mani, homa, bali, niyama, prayashchitta, pilgrimage, etc. So these are the various very, very important, because I think that around 60 to 70% of the people who come to my clinic or to our OPD will definitely would have visited some or the other type of either spiritual healing techniques, maybe some temples or some mosques or some churches. And it is quite normal in our socio-cultural background of India. And that is why you can always encourage them to continue doing that, but very importantly by an expert, not to go to a black magic or a people who can exploit the person. So that is why there are a lot of very good effects that you can get with this social spiritual therapies that has been mentioned in Ayurveda. So when it comes to Yuktivapasha Chikitsa, as you know, there are three classifications: Antaparimana, Bhaiparimana, and Shastra-Pranidhana. In case of Antaparimana, again, you have two classifications, Shodhana and Shamana. And especially in the practice of Manasaroga, you have a lot of importance of Panchakarma and Shodhana Chikitsa. Because these are the conditions which having Bahudosha Lakshanas, like most of the Chitta Vibhrama, Nidra Vikaras are the Bahudosha Lakshanas. And that is why, and many times, whenever a patient comes to you, they will be already on some medications, like antipsychotic medications, anti-epileptic medications, antidepressant medications, anxiolytic drugs. So always it is better to do Abhyanga, Shirodhara, Shiro Pichu, Sarvanga Parisheka, like Pirichil, Sarvanga Udvartana, Samvahana, etc., which are very, very important in the management of psychological disorders, because Tvacha is also a sthana of Manas. And also there are so many other Shastra Pranidhana, like the Jalauka Charana or Siraveda, which has been mentioned in the management of psychological disorders. So how this psychological measures like Panchakarma or Shodhana helps in the management of psychological disorders? Because as I said, they have the Ashraya Ashrayi Bhava. See, as we see in case of the Hridaya Avbodhini Tika of Ashtanga Hridaya Sutrasthana, first chapter, it means there is a mentioning of Taptajya Gatariva, which says that there is a close relationship between the body and mind. So if it is easy for us to approach the mind to the body. So that is why if you're able to cleanse the body, you'll be able to cleanse the Hridaya, Shiras, Koshta, and thereby clearing the Manas also. So that is why if you look at most of the Panchakarma therapies, it will either have the Shuddhi of the Shiras or the Hridaya or Indriya or the Koshta. Thereby, the substratum is being cleared. So this wise, even the Ashrayi, other and Ojas also gets. So there are so many important herbs which has been mentioned in Ayurveda, which can be very effectively be used in the management of psychological or psychiatric disorders. Like you have a big set of Medhya Aushadhis like Jyotishmati, Brahmi, Guduchi, etc. You also have various types of Balya like Kushmanda, Bala, Ashwagandha. You also have some Shamanas like anxiolytic drugs like Sarpagandha, Jatamamsi, Tagara, Parsika Yavani, etc. And Sanya Prabodhana Aushadhis like Katfala, Vacha, etc. So I'll just give you some of the basic ideas, like how do you treat disease-wise at an OPD level or in your general practice, how you could treat different types of psychological disorders. So the most important disease that we come across is the Unmada, which includes almost all the major psychiatric disorders like delusional disorders, schizoaffective disorders, schizophrenia, bipolar disorders, etc. And if you just understand based on the lines of the doshas, you can definitely use them with the help of this Vritas, because especially Vrita has a lot of importance in the management of psychiatric disorders, because it is Medhya and it is able to cross the blood-brain barrier and is going to create the neuroproductive actions by the use of the Gritas. So Grita Prayoga and Arishta Prayogas are very, very important and very effective in the management of psychological disorders. So if there is Vata dominant any of these Unmadas, the best Shamana Aushadhi is Kalyanaka Grita and Mahakalyanaka Grita. If it is Pitta dominant psychiatric disorders, you can go with Brahmi Grita or Kushmanda Swarasa Grita. Or if it is the Kapha dominant symptoms like depression or in case of delusional disorders or catatonic schizophrenia, you can go with Panchagavya Grita, Aparalashunadi Grita, or Vachadi Grita can be used. So this is how you can balance in case of the Unmadas. And there are other Shamana Aushadhis which you can use in case of practices of Manasika Rogas like Manasamitra Vati, Unmada Gajankusha Rasa, Sastarishta, Ashwagandharishta, Brahmi Drakshadi Kashaya. So based on the doshic dominance, I think you can very effectively manage these conditions. In case of apasmara, again, which has been one of my area of specialization in the treatment of mental disorders, you can treat based on the two phases of diseases, whether it is manasika apasmara vega or whether it's apasmara roga, whether it's acute seizures or whether it is interictal phase. So if it is apasmara vega, you should do the sanya prabodhana chikitsa by using like nasya, dhupa, lep, etc. And very commonly we use something like a pradhamana nasya by using vacha, katphala, the juices of white onion, or even you can use the 2 to 3 tablets can be powdered of shwasa kutara rasa, and you can blow and it can relieve the symptoms very fast. Or if it is the interictal phase, you can use various types of shamana aushadhis like brahmi grita, ushmanda gritas, some of the rasa aushadhis like vata kulanta rasas. Kaushya ashma basma is very, very effective in treatment of a mental disorder, especially the epileptic seizures. Ekanga vira rasa, chaturbhuja rasa, bhratpada chintamani rasa, etc. So especially some of the shamana aushadhis, like if it is Tridosha dominant, you can go with Shrikandasava. And if it is Vata Pitta conditions, you can go with Draksharishta. And if it is Pitta Kapha Madatya Lakshanas, you can go with Pittalyasava. So again, these Madatya or substance abuse is again very potential areas where you can very effectively manage with various types of psychosomatic disorders. And also we use something called as Ashtanga Lavana, especially in case of the Kapha dominant, when the patient do not have good sleep or do not have good appetite, good digestion, then you can definitely use Ashtanga Lavana. So especially you can also use the Grita preparations in case of the Madatyas or the different substance abuse like cannabis, opioid, ganja, afim, charas, etc. If there is craving, excessive craving, Brahmi is a very good modalities of treatment, Brahmi Grita. And if the patient is very restless, irritable, hyperactive, use Kalyanaka Gritas. Patient is depressed in case of addictions, you can use Panchaka Gritas. So we also have come out with one product called as Sumukti, which is a combination of Vatanalomana, Yakrututejaka and Medhyarasayanas, which mainly contains Triphala, Bringaraja, Mandukiparni, etc. And we have found it very, very effective. Almost we prepare around 100 to 120 liters of this syrup every month in treating with different types of addictions. And we have done a lot of research work on this also. And especially when the patient will have a lot of cravings for the substance abuse, we have come out with one drug called as Datura Lavana. Actually, it's one of the practices which we have come across in Kerala, which we took up from one of the practitioners, and we have developed it as a product. What we do is we prepare this Lavana using Datura, except for the fruits, should make the kashaya of all the parts of the Datura, add equal quantity of Saindava Lavana, boil it till you get the remnant of the Datura or the Lavana, and it could be given in the dose of 2.5 grams twice daily after food for at least 1 week, or it can be continued as long as 4 weeks. So you get very good results within 10 days in patients who have a lot of cravings. So this is how we prepare this particular product in our dispensary. And you have to boil this, make the kashayas except for the fruits, add equal quantity of the Saindava Lavana, and then you get this product called as Datura Lavanas. So coming to some of the other diseases where we are finding very good results in clinical practice in our hospital is eating disorders like bulimia nervosa or anorexia nervosa, which is a very common problem in the female, especially of the urban areas. We can use especially the Krimihara, like Krimikutara Rasa or Vidanga Arishta for 2 weeks, followed by Kushmanda Rasayana, Nasima Rasayana, combination of Abraka Basma and Swarna Basma, Arogya Vardhini Vati can be used. Especially the perimenopausal or menopausal syndrome, psychological, like being irritable, hot flashes, mood swings, etc. I think you can go ahead with Shatavari Rasayana, Abraka Basmas, and also especially if the complaints of dryness of the vagina, go with the Yoni Pichu by using Yoni, like Triphala Gritas, or even you can go with the Tikta Gritas can be used. In case of depression, I think one of the very good combination is Ashwagandha, Ashwagandha Dichurna and Ashwagandha Avaleha, Mahalakshmi Lasarasa, and Manasamitra Vati can be used. So one of the very good Shamana Aushadhis you can use is Jyotishmati. 8 to 10 drops of Jyotishmati in 100 to 150 ml of milk for 4 to 6 weeks. It's a very good prescription for depression. Jyotishmati Taila, 8 to 10 drops, 2 times a day for 4 to 6 weeks. It's a very good prescription for depression. You can also use the Pratimarshanasya of the same for 6 weeks. Especially bedwetting patients, enuresis, you can use the Chandra Prabhavati, Yogendra Rasa, and use the Trivanga Bhasma along with Brahmi. In space of mental retardation or learning disabilities, you can go with Swarna Bhasma, Ashwagandha, Rishta, and use of various types of Medhya Rasayanas can be used. If the patient complains of stammering, I think you can go with Vacha Swarna or Swarna Bhasma, Vacha Churna, Sasta Rishta, Sasta Churna, etc. is very good. Especially in case of mutism, they have problem with their speech. You can go with Yashada Bhasma with Abraka Bhasma. The patients, especially elderly patients or female patients complaining of tinnitus without any other organic pathology, you can go with Brahat or the Chintamani Rasa, or you can do the Karnapurna using Ma Vishagarbha Taila, etc. And also, if the patient complains of hysterical attacks, you can go with Vata Kulantak Rasa, Chandravaha Leha, Manasamitra Vati, etc. Or if there is some form of hypochondriasis, like Gadodvega, the patient complains of fear of some diseases, go with Balarishta or Yamyadi Kashaya or Jatamayadi Kashaya can be used. So there is a lot of importance of the usage of Purana Gritas. See, what we do is in our hospital or in our OPD is we prepare every year around 4 to 5 kgs of Purana Gritas every year in the month of October, and we store this for 1 year, and then we use this for various types of either the Shamana or the Shodhana purposes in various types of patients. And we got excellent results in cases of using this as a Purana Gritas. And that is why we also did a basic spectrophotometric analysis of what is the basic difference between this Navagrita and Purana Gritas. So there's a significant difference in the saponification and the iodine value in cases of the Purana Grita. There is a significant increase in the saponification value, which becomes the Grita to be more lipolytic and becomes very sukshma. And that is why we can get very good results with the help of Gritas, which is kept for more than 1 year. So there is a lot of importance of Ojo Vardhaka Aushadhis and the Medhya Rasayanas in the management of psychological disorders. So Medhya Rasayanas you can choose based on the either you want to go with the Grahana, Dharana or Smarana, whether you want to address the Dhi, Dhriti or Smriti. And based on that, you can go with the, like for example, if it is Dhi and Dhriti, you go with Ushtavirya drugs. If you want Smriti, you go with the Shitavirya drugs. So you can always make these choices of them. And definitely you can make the choice of these Rasayanas based on the age, because you get a reference in Ashtanga Hridaya as well as in Charanga Samhita that every year a person is going to lose something. Sorry, every decade a person is going to lose something. So to prevent like Balyam, Vriddhi, Chavi, Medha, etc. So you can always give them something in advance to prevent various types of cognitive impairments. So along with that, I always feel that there is a lot of importance of basic counseling. See, I have been able to treat more than thousands of patients with very, very 1 or 2 brief interventions of psychological management. So we'll be able to give very, very effective treatment with the help of various types of therapies, which has been mentioned in Ayurveda as Dhi Dhairya Atmadi Vijnanam, Mano Dosha Aushadam Param, or Jnana Vijnana Dhairya Smriti Samadhi, or Atmadi Jnana, which refers to Atma, Desha, Kala, Kula, Bala and Shakti based on the individual's socio-cultural background, etc. So that is why sometimes we have to go with the coupling of the individual therapy, the group therapy, family therapies, and especially in case of psychological disturbances, addictions, etc. We find it very, very useful in case of this combination of the individual counseling, the group counseling, and the family counseling. And most importantly, I think it's the motivational interview or motivational enhancement therapy, which is called as the Dhairya Chikitsa, which is most important in case of a treatment of psychological disorders, because it is the sattva which is very low in these patients. And this is what has to be encouraged and enhanced in such patients. See, very, very important as a specialist in Manas Yoga is a lot of patients come to you with suicidal tendencies. Never ever neglect or just overview the psychological thoughts of the patient, because these patients definitely will have some form of suicidal attempts in the future. So always give some good time, probably identify the reason for they have these thoughts, give them proper therapies, family support, the support of the friends, and this becomes being available or being accessible to these people. Sometimes I get very late night calls, in the midnight calls. Sometimes patients say that I'm feeling to commit suicide. Doctor, please help me. Sometimes you have to just distract their mind for a few seconds, a few minutes, and this whole thought will go away. And call them for their in their next OPDs. I think you can prevent many of the patients. So sometimes, so though it could be sometimes be disturbing for you, but you can always change a person's or save a person's life. So, and there is a lot of importance of the yoga in the management of psychological disorders, like asana, pranayama, dhyana, etc., which can be used in the management of various types of psychological disorders, like various types of halasana, vajrasana, bhujangasana, sarvangasana, or pranayama, like Nadi Shuddhi pranayama. I think one of the very effective pranayama for psychological disorders is Brahmari pranayama, because the frontal lobe gets stimulated. There is a synthesis or generation of the nitric oxide, thereby increasing the level of concentration in the patients. And that is how it could be very effective in case of the children or learning disorders, in cases patients of suffering with various psychological disorders. So the most important, as a practitioner of Manas Yoga, I always feel that it is the prevention is very, very important. And the Ayurveda always talks about swasthasya swasthya rakshanam. And see why it is important, and that too in children, because as per the WHO statement, more than 50% of the psychiatric disorders onset happen before the age of 14 years. So if you're able to address this young population, adolescent children, I think we can prevent many of the psychological disorders. And that is why we have developed this model, and it is very, very effective in various types of school programs, college programs, adolescent education programs called as ABCD 4321, where A stands for being away from distractions, at present with mobile, internet, social media, etc. One should be very responsible whenever you're using this. B stands for better planning of your life, of your goals of life. C, being cheerful. Do whatever you do with a lot of passion, with a lot of interest, a lot of energy. And D stands for daily exercise. 4 liters of water and 3 times timely, balanced, healthy food, 2 times of inspiring prayers, and at least have 1 recreational activities. Maybe singing, dancing, talking to your friends, going for a movie. It could be anything that really excites you, keeps you going. And that should be there with every individual. If a person follows these techniques, I think we can prevent many psychological disorders. These testing times of COVID, we have been doing a lot of such activities. I have been giving the responsibility of talking to the COVID positive patients by the district administration of Hassan. Every day, we are supposed to talk at least 50 to 60 patients of COVID positive patients, giving them suggestions and especially counseling them to come out of this anxiety and stress related with COVID. And this has been a real lifetime experience that I had doing for the last 1 year. And that is why I'm very happy to inform you that we have come out with a very state-of-art mental health unit in our hospital, be the first of its kind in any of the private sector in India, where this is a 30-bedded exclusive psychological or the mental health hospital, and also a 30-bedded de-addiction unit, which we have developed for the treatment of various types of disorders. And this has under a single roof, starting from consultation, then the assessment, the Panchkarma treatment, the counseling, the therapies, yoga, meditation, and group therapies, foreplays, all these coming under one single roof. And this has been recently been inaugurated under the divine presence of our President, Dr. D. Virendra Hegdeji, on 10th of April. And now this is open for services, even during present also. We are able to treat various types of COVID complications, anxiety disorders, stress-related disorders, addictions very effectively with only Ayurvedic line of treatment protocols. And this has been our success stories from our department for the last 25 years. And I think this has been a new mode of the approach that we had for the last 1 year is the online consultation. Every day, at least 3 to 4 patients I get from various parts of not only India, from across the world, from Scotland, Africa, European countries, USA, Canada. And a lot of people are really looking forward for the therapies and the not only therapies. I'm not saying that it should be only the herbs, because see, there are 4 lines of treatment in Ayurveda: Ahara, Vihara, Achara, and Aushadhi. So the herbs or the treatment just is at 25%. The rest of that, there is always a dietary advices, lifestyle modifications, psychological support. And this becomes almost 75% of the treatment management described in Ayurveda. So to conclude, I think it's heading to 7:50. So I'd like to conclude with a few take-home messages for all the participants, what you should do in cases of some of the common psychiatric disorders. If it's a patient of Unmada, which includes most of the psychotic disorders, the best line of Shodhana Chikitsa includes for Vataja line of Unmada, Mustadi Apanamasti, Pittaja line of treatment, Videchana, Kafaja line of disorders, Vamana. If it is Shamana Aushadis, or Vataja, Kalyanaka Grita, Pittaja, Kushmanda Grita, and Kafaja, the Panchagavya Gritas. The Sattvaja Chikitsa that you should do after doing the Ikthyopasha Chikitsa in case of Unmada is the insight-oriented therapies, the family therapies, and the supportive psychotherapies. Asmara, you can divide them into whether it is Vega Kalina or Vegantra Kalina. If it is Vega Kalina, one should go with the Vasanya Prabodhana Chikitsa like Vacha, Katfala, etc. And if it is Vegantra Kalina, you can go with Kalyanaka Grita, Brahmi, and Smriti Sagar Rasa is a very good treatment. And especially the line of treatment or Sattvaja we should go is to train the patient to live with epilepsy or apasmara. So in case of the sleep disorders or especially the insomnia, you can go with various types of therapies like Murdni Tailas using Shirabala Taila, Brahmi Taila, Tungadrumadi Taila, etc. And some of the other Shamana Aushadhis like Sarpagandhavati, Mamsadi Kashaya, Sastarishta, Shirotalam, etc. And very importantly, teach them some basic sleep hygiene techniques like the timing of sleep, the place of sleep, what they should do and what they should not do just before going to sleep, etc. In case of addictions, the best is to go with Shodhana like Vamana, Virechana, or Vatanalomana, and make a combination of the Yakrututejaka, the Vatanalomana, and make the Rasayanas in the combination of the various types of therapies like Shrikandasava, etc. And the therapies, the Sattvaja Chikitsa includes the cognitive behavioral therapy, the family therapy, and the motivational therapy. If the patient suffers with anxiety disorders or what is commonly called as Chittodvega, the Shodhana line of treatment, the best is Virechana and Murdni Tailas. The Shamana Aushadhis, which are very, very effective in the anxiety disorders, includes Ashwagandha, Tagara, and Brahmi. And there are different types of relaxing techniques like Jacobson's deep muscular relaxation techniques, quick relaxation techniques, Yoga Nidra, etc., along with yoga and pranayama, which are very beneficial in the management of anxiety and such type of disorders. For depression, Vamana, Virechana, like using, as I said, Panchagavya Grita or Jyotishmati Taila for Nasya, and use of Jyotishmati Taila or Jatamamsi, Panchagavya Grita, Purana Gritas are very, very effective in the management of psychological disorders. And type of the Shamana Aushadhis or the Sattvaja Chikitsa is the supportive psychotherapy, the dynamic activities, and the motivation management. So to conclude, I always conclude with this particular quote, which says that Nityam hita ahara vihara sevi samikshakari visheshu asaktaha dataha samaha satyaparaha shamavan aptopasevi cha avanti aroga. So regular intake of balanced diet, being analytical, being kind, helpful, charitable, and respecting your teachers and elders, a person will be always be away from various types of physical and mental disorders. So, as promised, I told I'd stop at 7:50, and the time is 7:50. So I'd like to stop here, and more than that, probably I'd like to take a good number of questions from the participants, so that I'd like to have a discussion with you. So once again, I wholeheartedly thank all the organizers for these wonderful opportunities and looking forward for your active discussion. It's over to you, Ramya.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for taking your time to prepare for such an extraordinary, wonderful presentation, which was incredibly informative, sir. We can understand your immense experience in this field of Manasiga, which was really an insight for us to do the practice, sir. Thank you. We shall now go ahead to the question and answer session. Shall we begin, sir?
Yeah. It's your time to take Viva for me. You can enjoy.
Not like that, sir. Actually, we have a number of questions in the chat box, sir.
Yeah. See, take your own time. Because
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Questions. Don't leave any questions unanswered. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's your responsibility to read all questions from your side.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Delegates can post your questions in the chat box. It's a question from Dr. Rita Shah. How to manage Parkinson's?
See, the most important thing that you should understand in case of Parkinson's disease is that there are 4 types of clinical manifestation that comes in case of Parkinson's. There is something called as tremors, and there is the bradykinesia, and there is slow response, and there is rigidity sometimes. So whether it is the Shosha Pradhana or there is the Kampa Pradhana Lakshanas are present. If there is Shosha or Kampa Pradhana Lakshanas are present, you should go with Vata Pitta Hara line of treatment. Like you can use with Virechana followed by Mustadhyapana Basti. And if it is the Stambhas or if there is stiffness or rigidity is present, you should go with Vata Kafara line of treatment. And one of the best therapies that you can do in cases is you can use different gritas, especially Brahmi gritas. And one of the, I think, very commonly prescription that we can use is the Kapika Chu in the form of Kshirapaka. You can use 50 ml twice a day, but you should use at least for 6 to 8 weeks. But only important thing is when you're using Kapika Chu, you should use the outer covering also. You should not remove the outer covering while making the powder of Kapika Chu. If you remove the outer covering, you will not get good results. So there are very few companies which prepare this powder along with the outer shell of this Kapika Chu, and you get very, very good results when you treat with such therapies.
Oh, that was very informative, sir. Thank you. Next, we have a question from Ashu. Please suggest any online course in Manasa Rogas.
Yeah, actually, we also conduct, actually not online courses, but we conduct 1-month courses in our hospital, and especially in the treatment of Manasika Rogas. We conducted this in the month of actually January 2020, but since then, because of this COVID, we were not able to conduct. But definitely, we are coming with a hybrid mode. We are planning for a hybrid mode of this particular therapies. That probably 50% of the course will be done online mode, and 50% will be done offline mode. And this will be for around 60 hours of this courses which we are designing. And probably once this is ready, probably it will be hosted in our website, in our college, and www.sdmchhasan.org. You can just look for these updates, or if at all, I can share with few of your friends.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Hope she would note it, sir. Next, Dr. Hina Bhatt have asked that, will you please share the key questions for motivational interviewing?
See, sometimes it is not The problem with the psychological disorders is it doesn't fit, all size does not fit for an individual. Like, for example, some people get really motivated by one sitting. Sometimes, no, it even takes 4 or 5 sittings with experienced practitioners like us. So it all depends upon Purisham Veksha is very, very important. Dosham, Dusham, Balam, Kalam, Prakritim, Anam, Vaya, Sattva, Satna. And that's the beauty of Ayurveda. The complexity and the simplicity of Ayurveda is about the individual differences. So, but basically, it's not, no, because each and every one of us has some form of loss or some form of negative emotions, some form of the bad experiences in life. But we also have some good experiences in life. Okay, so that's the reason why you should always make a person to be connected with the good experiences of life, so that we can get motivated. Okay, just now in the evening rounds, I've given an assignment to one of the patients who has come from Mangalore, who has a chronic depression. I told him to make a list of the things which have made her happy and those things which are not keeping her happy. So she'll definitely make a big list which will not keep her happy, but at least she'll write 1 or 2 points which will make her happy. So that should be your point of assessment. And try to see some source of support, maybe in the form of family, friends. We should all know, with social distancing, it's not about social distancing. It's only physical distancing. We should be socially connected. And that is why we should always talk with the patients, talk with the friends. And if you can talk, most of the disorders can get benefited. So try to care and share with your friends.
Yes, sir, very true, sir. Thank you. From Divya Virupaksha. So please help us to understand the concept of Manovaha Srotas.
Yeah. Basically, I think just a couple of weeks back, we had one very, very good program, actually, which was conducted by an organization from Mumbai, which was a 1-month discussion on AMA. And I have had the opportunity to speak on the AMA and Manovaha Srotas. Okay. So in that, basically, as you know that this is no special Srotas exclusive for Manas, because Manas is Anuttam Chatva Ekatvam Doguna Manasasmritam. So it can pervade all over the body, the dosha, ojas, and manas. Okay. So these 3 will always pervade in all the Srotas. But based on the dominance of the clinical manifestations, we have to identify which is the comorbid doshas or Srotas that is involved. And based on that, you have to plan the treatment. And that is where probably you can always think of the Apatarpana Lana treatment, like Alpe Langanam, Madhyam Langana Pachanam, and Bahudosham Dosha Avasechanam. So if you can identify whether there is Alpa Dosha Lakshanas, Madhyama Dosha Lakshanas, Bahudosha Lakshanas, irrespective of the Srotas, you can definitely treat with the help of these clinical manifestations. So there is no separate Srotas for Manovaha Srotas. It will pervade in all the Sukshma and Sthula Srotas.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, there are 2 members who have raised the hand to ask the question.
Yeah, you can please. I can hear some other voices also.
Yes, sir. I will unmute it. Rakshita Huliapangala can ask the question. I have unmute you.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you for the very informative session. Sir, can you tell more about how to stabilize the mood disorders, sir? Like we have bipolar disorders. Then how do you maintain them, and can we give any prescriptions or something like that, sir?
Yeah. This is a very, very important, no? Basically, we all of us will have some form of other mood disturbances every day. Okay, sometimes we get up in the morning, Aaj mood acha nahi hai. Today I'm not in a good mood, yaar. Padhne ke liye acha nahi lag raha. But today I feel very fresh. Today I'm going to study well. Basically, there are so many factors which are either present inside the body or outside the body, which can influence us. Like Vayo Ahora Tribhuktanam Te Antamadhyadikramat. Isn't it? Similarly, we always strongly believe in this Loka Purusha Samyavadas. So many changes happening outside the body or inside the body are definitely going to help us in case of a variation happening inside the body. There's a strong that if there is a full moon day or a new moon day, there are a lot of psychological disorders. This is so true because the Chandra is considered the Adipati of Manas. And if the Adipati of the Manas will have the influence on his planetary movements. And whenever, see, you just go to beach every day and see the movement of the water in the beach whenever there is full moon day and no moon day. So it will be so violent. The ebb tides will be so violent on these days. Because if it will have a lot of influence on the water, we are also made up of water. So that is why there will be a lot of disturbances happening because of so many changes happening inside the body. See, very commonly people complain of this mood disturbances before the menstruation or before the menopausal age. See, there are two types of moods: expected mood changes, unexpected mood changes. See, like for example, a female knows that she's going to get the periods in next 5 days. So she can always make some form of preparations. So you can be gracefully like you can prepare yourself for, like you should gracefully age. You can always gracefully go to your periods. Okay. So if you can prepare a little bit of the mental preparations can be done. You can really, but there are one type of mood disorders called as unexpected mood disorders. Like suppose you meet with an accident or you lose someone in the family unexpectedly. Then see, that is where probably you should try to have so many connections, no, like probably motivating factors inside the body and around you, people around you to talk. So have some one or the two like motivating talks or books, reading the books, or the most important thing I always say that have some one activities, recreational activities keep you really going. So like suppose no. You are a good dancer or a good singer, or you play good shuttle badminton, you are a good player of some hockey. Go there and just work it out. It really eases your, it can be good stress buster in your life.
Thank you, sir. Now we have Dr. Rishma who have raised the hand. Rishma, you can talk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good evening, sir. I hope you're fine. Nice to have you lecture, sir. Sir, I just want to discuss about one patient, one lady who is around 40 years old. So she...
if it is very short, I think that's fine. If you have, like you want me to give some more time, I think I can share my email ID with you. You can just either mail me or I can share my contact details. But if it's a very short and very, you are very specific, I don't mind answering in this session. Please go.
So I just want to discuss about around 40 years old, sir. And she bad incident in the family. So she was few days back, and she has in her leg. It started earlier, she got it in 2 legs. The tingling sensation is that bad that she usually wake up in the midnight, sir, with this sensation. And now she has this same sensation in her arms also. She went to one doctor who gave that sir ashwagandha and some sedatives for this treatment and multivitamins and all. But even then, sir, after 2 courses, even then she has earlier it was in midnight only, and now usually she has the same in the daytime also. Sir, can you diagnose or sir, can you prescribe some good thing for her?
See, that's what I think. You need some time. I need to discuss more about the patient details. I can just, as I said, no, I can share my email ID with you, or I can share my contact details. But see, basically, we have to identify the cause. Basically, Ayurveda strongly believes in Sankshepata Kriya Yogo Nidanasya Parivarjanam. If you're able to identify the cause of why this is happening and what could be possible stress factors, and see, sometimes it could be psychological. It's need not be always being psychological. It could be some physiological also. There could be some neurological deficits, peripheral neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, or it could be because of various transverse myelitis, which also very typically complains of some form of a tingling sensation. And this
Okay.
to be ruled out. So I'll be very happy to help you, Dr. Reshmi. You can just take my contact details and we can work it out together.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So nice of you.
Thank you, sir. Now we have Mr. Manoj Agarwal who have raised the hands.
Sure.
You can unmute yourself. Hello.
Sir, good evening.
Yeah, very good evening, Dr. Manoj. Please go ahead.
Sir, I'm from Kolkata. Sir, I want to know how to manage CP cases. Those are just the beginners of CP, and those who are treated somewhere, both in head, but having the spastic type of paralysis in limbs, both hands and legs.
Okay.
And some few of them have a mental retardation also. How to manage it?
Yeah. You're talking about cerebral palsy, CP?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. See, this is a neurodevelopmental disorders and it requires a multimodality treatment. Only one therapy or one treatment do not work. Okay, and you have to differentiate between whether it's a monospastic or it is a diaplastic, or whether it is spastic diplegia, diplopegia, etc., which need to be assessed.
Yes,
and especially you
yes,
need to give a combination of like therapies, like there is panchakarmas, you have Abhyanga, then you have Matra Basti, Shashtika Shalipinda, and along with probably if you can use the Swarna preparations like Kumara Bharana Rasa, or you can use Bhratva Chintamani Rasa or Gritas. Okay.
Yes, sir.
That probably it's a training of both child and mother or parents, which is very, very important. Along with that, you should go with occupational therapy and the speech therapies, which need to be addressed if the speech is impaired. So ideally, it needs a multi-modality treatment training for the child as well as the parents, and it takes considerably a long period of time. And if you're able to identify the retardation, or especially 3 years, you get better treatment outcome. And if it is diagnosed, or if you start the treatment after 6 years, you do not get good outcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Now we can move to chatbot, sir. We have Dr. Krishna. She have asked, sir, please say the procedure of Datura Lavana and how we can tackle alcoholic day addiction in clinical level.
See, Datura Lavana, I told the preparation, it's you prepare the kashaya out of this, the whole Datura, except for the fruit, as it is madakari and it is toxic. You just remove the fruits. It's a Datura metal which you have to be used, and you should make the coarse powder of that, make a kashaya out of that. Like for example, you can make preparation kashaya, suppose 1 liter kashaya, you add around 3/4 or 1 kg of the lavana.
दो बजे घर में सबको देना चालू कीजिए सुबह.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can just boil this till you get the remnant of the lavana. This lavana should be used in the dose of 2.5 grams twice a day with buttermilk for at least 1 week. The craving comes down, and to continue with the dependency, you can last for 30 days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She have also asked, how can we tackle alcoholic day addiction in clinical level?
See, again, no, you have to differentiate whether it is alcohol intoxication or whether it is alcohol dependency, alcohol tolerance, or alcohol withdrawal. And if it is intolerance or if it is acute intoxication, you should go with the Sadhya Vamana. And if it is case of alcohol dependency, you should go with the Santarpana line of treatment. Like you can use the Kharjuradi Manta, Draksharishta, Pipalyasava, etc. or Musta churnas can be used. And especially this managing this withdrawal symptoms is very challenging. For 5 to 8 days, you have to observe the patients. And once the patient is getting better, see, the most important thing in case of the de-addiction is the remnants. So what happens, they live for 2 weeks or 2 months or sometimes for 6 months. But again, there is always chances that they could again get addicted to that. So once a person is alcoholic or addictive to some substance abuse, he becomes alcohol addictive for lifelong. Okay, so there is always chances of remission, because in our clinic or in our de-addiction center also, the success rate is not more than 25%. In spite of doing so much of work. Now we are doing a very mega project being funded by Department of Ayush, doing the de-addiction program for 75,000 population. And again, the success rate is very, very low. So this is what you should always try to understand. The biology of the addiction is very, very important.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we have a question from Dr. Divya Virupaksha. Are difficulty in falling asleep and disturbed sleep very different clinically, sir? Is it clear, sir?
So it is good that you should not get sleep during the examination. No, it's always a good habit. Okay. Yeah. See, on the lighter side, see, basically, there is something called as insomnia. And insomnia has three important characteristics. One is difficulty to fall asleep or difficulty in initiation of sleep. The second is difficulty in maintenance of sleep. Third is non-restorative sleep or early wakefulness. So you can, in terms of Ayurveda, you can consider this as the initial sleep is because of kapha. The maintenance is because of pitta. Early wakefulness is because of vata. You can use the nidra janaka aushadhis, medhya aushadhis, which are kapha vardhaka, pitta vardhaka, and vata vardhaka, or shamana, kapha shamana, pitta shamana, and vata shamana, based on the different manifestations. So that is why, suppose a patient do not get initiation of sleep, so you can use kapha dominant like milk, ghee, etc. Pitta dominant, you can use pada bhenga, shura bhenga, etc. And early wakefulness, you should use something like jatamamsi, tagara, etc. So the patient gets better. Okay, but only thing is you should try to understand the possible reason why a person is not getting sleep, and the reason behind that could be some form of stress or some form of possible time schedule, or that is why I said the sleep hygiene becomes more important in cases of sleep disorders.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. She have also asked a question. Please share prognosis of Alzheimer's in the eye of Ayurveda.
See, I think you can better prevent it rather than managing it. But in case of, if we really want to help the patients of Alzheimer's, again, there are different categories of Alzheimer's, like you have mild, moderate, and severe type. In case of mild to moderate type, definitely the Panchakarma, especially the Shirodhara, and especially the Mustadi Apanabasti after Mrudu Virechana helps a lot. And in case of the very severe conditions, sometimes it is just the management or improving the quality of life. We cannot do much in cases of the severe type of Alzheimer's.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Prajakta. Sir, what can be used in patients of forgetting major things of day-to-day activities? Same kind.
It's a gift. If you're able to forget something, it's always a gift. We should have, sometimes people do not forget. That's a problem. Why they get depression? Because they're not able to forget the bad incidents of life. And if you're able to forget the things, it's a gift of life. But if you're reading and forgetting for the exams as a student, it is very difficult. Because, see, basically what happens in case of children is the memory has three phases of manifestation. One is the input, storage, and retrieval. The problem with these young children or young adults having the problem with forgetfulness is lack of concentration and attention. You should emphasize more on the input, like you're feeding the data for a computer. And if you're not able to feed the data properly, you cannot retrieve the data properly. So the problem is not with retrieval or the memory. The problem becomes with the inputs. So always, like suppose you're reading and suppose there's a mobile and you want to, and you posted something in the Facebook. You are just looking for how many people have liked it. Or suppose you send a message to your friend. Okay. So you're always looking when he or she will reply you. Okay. So your concentration is more towards mobile, less towards the Charaka Samhitas. Okay. So that's the reason why probably when you are trying to read, focus with full concentration with all the, see, that is why I said away from distraction when you are reading. So once you have, like, you see, suppose I just got a call by one of my friend of mine who is practicing in north part of Karnataka, who said, I want a help from you. I'm forgetting everything about my patients and I'm who I have given money, etc. He's a very young chap, maybe around 40, 42 years old. So I said, the problem here, you're trying to multitask so many things. So your problem is with, you have to improve your attention and concentration. Then probably if you're able to so see, suppose you throw a lot of things in your bed, it is very difficult to segregate. But suppose if you keep it in a proper place, it's easy for you to find out. And same thing happens with the forgetfulness. So improve your concentration, focus less on your forgetfulness.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Polika Chudavarappa, she have asked how to differentiate between Chittodvega, anxiety, and Vishada, depression, and how to treat Grahani in these patients.
I think there are two different questions, right? So first I'll talk about how to differentiate between anxiety and depression. See, I'll just tell you one point. Depression, people think of the past. Anxiety, they're worried about the future. Okay, that's basic difference in terms of the Nidana, Lakshana, and the Chikitsa, right? And there are a lot of other doshic manifestation, like Chittodvega is more of Vata Pitta dominance, and Kapha is more, depression is more of Vata Kapha dominant clinical spectrum. Okay, and basically, in case of the depression, it is more of the low mood, fatigue, etc. Whereas it is more of a hyperactivity or restlessness, irritability in case of anxiety. So you suppose if you apply the principle of Vriddhi Samanahi Sarvesham Viparitar Viparya, so you should do the Shamana in case of Chittodvega, the stimulation or Uttejana in case of depression. Second was something related with Grahani, right? What is that?
Sir. How to treat Grahani in these patients?
See, I think this is a very, very important question that you have raised, because there are a lot of people suffering with the gastric disturbances. The GIT disturbances is very commonly seen in case of mental disorders. And there are so many patients complaining with a lot of irritable bowel syndrome, symptoms of Grahani, whenever they have some stresses, and also skin manifestations. Skin is very like psoriasis, eczema. They say that whenever I have tension, stress, my skin disease become very worse. See, basically, as we know that there is something called as a gut-brain axis. Okay, and that is what Ayurveda has already very strongly believed in maintenance of your Agni. So in this patients of you should use the Vatana Lomana and the Deepana Pachana, and especially Ojo Vardaka Aushadhis could be used. Like you can use Gangadhara Churna, Vipatikara Churna, or Hingvashtakavati, and even you can use some of the Gritas, like Indukanta Gritas, Sukumara Grita, Kalyanaka Gritas, which are very, very beneficial. So you should use they're interrelated between the body and mind. So identify the stress factors and treat some very effective stimulant, digestive stimulant, which is very, very unique of Ayurveda. We don't get such a Deepana Pachana Aushadhis in any of the other modern sciences. So they are really a blessing for us to treat various types of psychosomatic disorders. You get very good results with these treatments.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Megha Nautiel. There is a patient of MDD. Whenever she has stress, she has a symptom of hypersomnia. Even caffeine drinks can't help her to wake up and concentrate. Am I clear, sir?
Yeah. MDD refers to manic depressive disorder. Hopefully that it is manic depressive disorders. See, nowadays we don't call it as MDD, it's called as bipolar disorders. There are two types of bipolar disorders, type 1 bipolar disorders and type 2 bipolar disorders. Type 1 is alteration of bipolar disorders with manic episodes, whereas type 2 is alteration of depressive episode with hypomanic conditions. So in this, what happens is you should always understand whether the patient is in the many condition or in case of the depressive conditions. If it is many conditions, you should treat like Vata Pitta Hara line of treatment should be used. And if it is depressive, Vata Kapha Hara treatment principles should be applied for the patients. And more than that, probably you should try to see the reason why and see. And bipolar disorders are not very easy to manage. You need some lot of long-term treatment and try to understand the basic cause before we could come out with the treatment protocols for bipolar disorders. It is a bit challenging treating OCDs and bipolar disorders, schizophrenia are little challenging for the patients. Not only patients, even for the doctors.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Divya Virupaksha. When in the practice of psychiatry, Murdini Thaila should be compulsorily introduced, sir? It's a question mark.
When you have Panchkarma theatre with you. When you have the facility for doing the therapies. Right? See, basically, if we were able to have the problem with the management, like especially the biological phenomena, like a problem with the sleep, problem with the appetite, and it's quite long-term treatments, and patient is not getting good relief. You try with Shamana Aushadhis. You tried them for 2 to 4 weeks of Shamana Aushadhis. You do not get sufficient results. Probably then that's a time then you should probably tell the patient that you should go ahead with the Panchkarma treatments, provided you have the therapies. Or at least you can refer to the place where they have some facilities for therapies if you're doing in a OPD setup.
Yes, sir. So it depends on our availability.
Yeah. And before that, you can start with Shamana Aushadhis. Try for at least 2 to 4 weeks. And if the patient do not find any improvement or if it deteriorates, it's a time that you should go with some therapies.
Okay, sir. Thank you. We have a question from Dr. Deepanjali. Is any relationship of sleeplessness and itching on palm region? And is it related to Manas?
See, sneeze, love, and itch cannot be hidden. Okay. See, when you don't get sleep, you want to do something else. And when you do something else, either you try to like this, or like this, or like this. It's a common phenomenon to keep you activated. And more than that, probably on the lighter side, probably you can use Arogyavartini Vati in such conditions.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. We have a question by Dr. K. Ishwar. Ishwara Rao, for Madhatya, explain effective treatment. I think we have said about it, sir.
I think we have discussed about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. From Dr. Rita Shah, what about Zandopa?
I think I was talking about you of Kapikachu, which has a outer coating. I think
Yes,
the company which produces this Zandopa, which has this outer covering. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
It's academic interaction. I didn't want to specify any of the company name. So, but yes, that is one of the drug which is commonly having the outer covering of the Kapikachu is commonly used.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, would you please give idea about counseling of psychiatric patient? What are the points we have to keep in mind during counseling?
See, don't talk much. Be a good listener. Become good counselor. See, basically, you should have a passion for being able to available for the patients, being an active listener, being empathetical, non-judgmental, and probably if you can have a good skills of being able to explore the patient's problem is very, very important. But if you ask me, one most important skill to be a good counselor is active listening.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we have a question from Ishwari, management of autism.
See, this is again one of the very common conditions that we come across in the practice nowadays, with a lot of people or child suffering with autistic spectrum disorders, and also clinical related disease called as ADHD. And you should treat the patients of autism like Kaphaja Unmada. The line of treatment is Kaphaja Unmada. And for ADHD, you should follow the treatment of Vataja Unmada. And again, see, this autism again requires a multimodality treatment, like the therapies, the shaman aushadhis, and the training. So it definitely needs a multidisciplinary approach. Is very, very important.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Now we have a question from Dr. Abaza. Which Nasya and Shirodhara used for Manasa Vikhara?
See, all, no, it depends upon whether it's Vataja, Pittaja, or Kafaja. For Vataja, Kalyana Kagata, Pittaja, Brahmigata, Kafaja, Panchagavigata.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Dr. Sunita have asked management of autism in 4-year-old kid.
I think the same.
Yes, sir.
Multimodal treatment.
Yes, sir. From Manushree, sir, I would like to know whether the Sattva Bala of a person can be changed forever. If yes, then how the concept of Sahaja Sattva Bala is to be interpreted?
See, definitely, see, there are two things by which the Sattva Bala can be improved. If you look for the shloka from Bhagavad Gita, there are two important things that Lord Krishna says how you can improve your Sattva Bala. One is Abhyasa, other is Vairagya. And if you do Satata Abhyasa, okay, and if you do practice of anything, either good or bad, you can get the mastery over that. And similarly, if you have a little bit of detachment from everything, because many times the most important cause of most of the mental disorders is the Sangha. As mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, no? If you look at the second chapter, Dhyayate Vishyam Pumsan Sangastishu Upajayate Sangha Sanjayate Kamaha Kamat Kudat Moha Samoha Nasho Buddhi Nasho Pranashyati. So it starts with the alignment of being attached. And that is what Ayurveda talks about, the Upadha or Trishna. And to get away from this Trishna or Upadha, Ayurveda talks something called as Naishtiki Chikitsa, Upadha Vina. Okay. So one should get being if we can do this practice of being detached and being regularly indulging in healthy lifestyle, you can definitely improve see, it is not said that we cannot change our Sattva Bala, because there are three types of Bala: Sahaja Bala, Kalaja Bala, and Yuktija Bala. See, there will be something which will be constant as a root cause, but there are something which are above that. There is something called as foundation of a house. That is Sahaja Bala. But you can always modify your house, the top of our house, by the Kalaja and Yuktija Bala. The foundation will not change, but the supernatant part will definitely be modified or altered based on the cause.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Akshata, how we can differ normal and psychic patient in our Samhita's selection explained by Acharya will find in many people in daily life. What is the line of demark between normal and psychic?
See, this is very, very important differentiation, no? Because it is said that the same thing in some situation may be normal. And the same thing, say, suppose you are with your friends in a picnic and you are laughing, joying, jumping, it is said to be very normal. Sir, ನಾನು meeting ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಾನು call back ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. And suppose the same thing, if you are jumping and dancing inside the classroom of your teacher, it is abnormal, right? So the same phenomena sometimes is normal, sometimes it is abnormal. When do you call it as disease or illness? When it starts disturbing an individual or your personal life or your occupational life or your social life, it causes distress. Then it's called as a disease. But if it doesn't harm your personal life or your social life or your personal life, it is not a disease. Okay, and that's a basic difference. When all these symptoms starting causing distress within yourself or for the people around you, that is, see, if you're comfortable, if people around you are comfortable with your act of any of the psychological disturbances, not disease. You are disturbed, you are disturbing others, it's a disease.
Yes, sir. Shiva also asked which books we refer to study Manas Roga or to understand Samhita more effectively in case of Manas Roga.
I think the most important textbook that you should go through in case of the Samhitas, I think the best textbook is Charaka Samhita. And that too, if you should read the Sharirasthana, the eight chapters of Sharirasthana are all the psychosocial, developmental, normal and abnormal psychology that Acharya talks about. So you should read this. And there are some other books which are available by some authors. Like suppose you want to know about the basic psychology, you can read Psychopathology in Indian Medicine by Dr. Satyapal Gupta, and Ayurveda Psychiatry, The Rationality of Ayurveda Psychiatry by Dr. A.R.V. Murthy for psychiatric disorders. And for psychology, Psychopathology in Indian Medicine by Dr. Satyapal Gupta. But I think the most important basic concepts of Ayurvedic in terms of Samhita comes from Charaka Samhita.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Anushree, Harunashree, sir, how can we plan for the management in Shaya Mutra in children?
I think I talked about that in my presentation. I think the best medicines that you can use is Kupilu. Kupilu is a very good, and Bimbi Mula Swarasa is a very good prescription. Chandra Prabhavati, and can be used in case of and most of them you should give the training, like at what time of the period the child will do the analysis and what's the reason behind that. Any fear of the parents, fear of the children, so teacher, etc. You should try to analyze, and you should give something called as alarm should be set at the time when the child is having this analysis. If it is on a particular pattern, like early morning at 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, you should be able to make a watch of that. Then probably accordingly train the child and differentiate between the primary analysis and the secondary analysis. The treatment are a little different.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. From Asha, on what basis is it differentiated as Virejana Karma in anxiety and Vamana in depression? How does it act accordingly?
Can you please repeat the question?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. On what basis is it differentiated as Virejana Karma in anxiety and Vamana in depression? How does it act accordingly?
It is based on doshas. See, anxiety we consider as Vata Pitta line of treatment, and the best Shodhana for Vata Pitta is Vata Pitta is Virechana. And for if it is Vata Kapha, then probably we should go with Vamana followed by Virechana and Basti. First line of treatment should be Vamana.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Involvement of doshas, and that to Bahudosha Lakshana should be present.
Okay, sir. From Muthu Vijay Sri, sir, is it possible to satisfy the patient always? How do you manage patients who are adamant in nature, sir? How do you deal the patients who are unaware of their poor mental health?
See, if you can treat all patients, then there is no question of differentiating between sadhya and asadhya values. See, Acharya has clearly mentioned, no, there are different categories of people who cannot be treated, who can be treated. And there are people who are, there are also, that is why we should always think that there are 4 components of a treatment. Bishak Dravyani Upasthata Rogi Pada Chatushtayam. You only have 25% of the role to play. The other 75% are with the bystanders, medicines, and 25% is with patient also. Okay, so patient also should be Adya, Rogi, Bishak, Vashya, Jnapakan, Sattvavan Api. He also should have these 4 qualities. Then only you can get the best of the treatment. See, there is no pill for every ill by a doctor.
Yes, sir.
Patients should take equal responsibility of healing or treating themselves. So that is why you are more of a healer than a doctor.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. From Divya, why is it that in the presence of Jadragni Mandhya, a person tends to develop Manasika Vikritis?
See, there is an interrelationship between, I said, no, like there is, so if a person has problem with the digestion, there is a problem with the whole. See, there's something called as psychoneuroimmunology and psychoneuroendocrinology. So these are very new branches in modern science, but a very well-established concepts in Ayurveda. So if there is some abnormalities in the endocrine system, it disturbs our nervous system and our behavior. And the same thing can happen to our immune system also. See, nowadays, because every day I have this opportunity to talk to at least 50, 60 COVID positive patients. And the most important thing is about the fear that they have with this. And that is why I tell to my students, so I think more than virus, it's a fear which has become a new pandemic. So you have to just make them, motivate them to probably have the positive attitude towards life. And that really works in patients of mild to moderate COVID positive patients.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Sandhya, can you please explain line of treatment for substance abuse antidote, if any?
See, in case of substance abuse, again, it depends upon the type of substance the person is consuming, like whether it is like alcohol or cannabis, opioid, or some sedative drugs a person is taking. And based on the symptoms, because see, basically, this madhya and these are all considered as the type of vishas. And for visha, we should give prativishas. Okay. And these prativishas are having the qualities opposite to that of ojas. And if you can give ojo vardhaka aushadhis, okay, then it really helps in most of the addictions. And that is why the best pathya for addiction is Shira.
Okay, sir.
Meeting ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೀನಿ, ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಕಣೋ.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Anjali Sanjeev, how long can Rasaushadhis be given for Manovikara?
Generally, the most of the Rasaushadhis, if they're like toxin, it should be better that you can give for one mandala. Give a gap for 1 week. One mandala is 40 days. Continue most of the Rasaushadhis give a gap for 1 week, and you can again restart it. It's always better to have a clearance. The toxic clearance can be better. But again, it depends upon the type of aushadhis that you're using. But this is what I follow. Give them for maximum for 40 days. Give a gap for 1 week, and again you can restart.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. From Megha, is it effective and safe to give Pratimasha Nasya during epileptic seizure, as it is not advised in modern science? I need practical insights.
See, you get very less chance of treating patients of acute intoxication, acute epileptic seizures. Because by the time you are with the patient or patient is with you and you have the medicines, it's very rare combination of all these three. There is doctor, there is patient, and there is medicines. No, so it is very less chances that until the patient is admitted in your wards and you are always available. Because most of the patients, 95% of the patients, epileptic seizure do not last for more than 5 minutes. Until it's a status epilepticus, which generally lasts for more than 20 minutes. So in that case, probably it is self-limiting. Do not worry about that. But what you need to worry is that patient do not cause harm to himself, like biting the tongue, some injuries, fall, etc. So more than medicines, I think you can always think of giving some first aids. Make the patient to roll down sideways, give some mouth gags or the kerchief, loosen the cloths, give some oxygens, and that is what you can do. And only thing is you should ensure that there's no asphyxia. The problem with this Pradhama Nasya is the chance of asphyxia in the patients. So this is what is and if it is for longer time, it really works. Actually, we have tried in a lot of patients who are getting admitted, because at present we get some patients who get attacked more than 15-20 times who has been referred by various modern doctors. And we are able to treat them very effectively with the help of Pradhama Nasya. But if it is a very short period of attacks, no need of Pradhama Nasya.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Divya, are there any specific effects of guilt, anger, sadness on the body, or all of them generally cause Vata Pitta Prakopa, sir?
See, there are two types of emotions in our life. One is called as positive emotions, and that is called as negative emotions. And that is what Shushruta mentions in Sutrasthana. Like all these emotions can be classified into two, Ichha and Dvesha. And why we need, and both of them are equally important. The negative emotions also are important, the positive emotions are important. The negative are important for the sustainability or the really the character of an individual. And the positive emotions are important for the development. Okay. So to check your characters, you need the negative emotions, because suppose you are in sad or you lose somebody, your real character gets checked there. And suppose you are very happy, how you control your happiness is also important. So all these emotions are equal. See, that is why beautifully Acharya has mentioned them under the category of Dharaniya Vegas. You need to have the control over them, whether it is positive or negative. So that is why it's not the emotions, it is your response to the emotions which plays a major role in the person's life.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Megha, what to do in Atinidra and lack of concentration, fatigue, and depression?
So you should use Kafala line of treatment for Atinidra. I think if there's too much of Atinidra, then go with Vamana. And if there is as a Shamana Aushadhis, Sanjeevani Vati is a good prescription for Adhika Nidra.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Sumant, psychiatric management of OCD.
See, I think again, this is a very challenging case. You need to have a lot of patience and a lot of multimodality treatment. So that is why it is also called as Atattva Binivesha Ekohi Mahagada. It's one of the Mahagadas. It's not easy to treat such patient, and it is really seen in case of your practice. The best Shamana Aushadhis which has been mentioned is the Chetavari Grita and the Brahmi Grita, and you can use Purana Grita in cases of the OCDs. But you need a lot of the cognitive behavioral therapies, flooding therapies, modeling therapies are required. It is also called as exposure and response therapies, which are important. As a counselor, you need to have these special techniques which need to be done. Or there's something called as NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, need to be done in patients of, or sometimes even the therapeutic hypnotherapies are to be done in patients of OCDs. But it is really challenging for treatment of the OCDs.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Prajakta, in old age, if forgetfulness happens, then how to interpret?
So it's better to have the preventive measures, like you can use Medhyar sinus at the 4th or 5th decade so that people do not get these problems. If at all they get this problem, I think you can go with the Shamana Aushadhis, like Brahmi Vati or Brahmi Grita can be used in such patients.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Sandy Sharma, when patient is on allopathic treatment, wants to switch to Ayurveda, do we have to taper the dose of sedatives and start Ayurvedic treatment for bipolar disorder?
I think this was one of the best questions that the participant has asked. And I was expecting this question to be asked by one of the participants. And this is what we commonly come across in our clinical practice. Okay, I'll just tell you the incidents of, I think, 10 days back. A female patient of 26 years old who was six months married, was on antipsychotics, lithium and carbamazepine. A patient was on, and patient said, I want to get pregnant and I want to stop these medications. Please help me. I want to stop from tomorrow. Okay. So this is not a good choice to suddenly abruptly stop the antipsychotic or antidepressant medicines. Look for how long the patient is taking these medications, and always try to give some Shodhana line of treatment, especially the Panchakarma. Then we taper for 3 to 6 months based on how patient responds to the treatment. And if the patient feels that patient is not responding well with tapering of modern medications, keep the maintenance dose and then add the treatments. But remember, dear friends, always all the Ayurvedic and modern medicine do not go well. Okay, it's not that always if you add Ayurvedic treatment to a modern therapy, you get very good results. So sometimes 1 + 1 do not become 2. Sometimes it can become 4, and sometimes it can become -4 also. So it is not always that and that is why you should always look for the type of medications, which medicines you are treating the patients. I'll give one simple example. Suppose the patient is on antidepressants, and it's a monoamino oxidase inhibitor and antidepressants. You should not You should not use Grita in such patients, because the patient will have drug-food interactions. There is a protein called as thyronin, which will be interfering with your monoamino oxidase inhibitors. And this thyronin are rich in milk products like Gritas. Okay, so you should not use such combinations. So don't always, it's not a very all time you can add Ayurveda and modern. It's not so. So that is why the basic pharmacology and the basic knowledge of the pharmacotherapeutic and kinetics of both Ayurvedic and modern drugs and how to integrate them becomes very important and challenging whenever you're practicing the drugs which need to be managed.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Soundarya, sir, can you please say reference to gut-brain axis in Samhita?
See, everything is about gut-brain axis. Everything. See, wherever the concept of Agni comes, no, whether it's Jatragni, Bhutagni, or Dhatvagni, we're just talking about, how it is going to act on the body. And Acharya mentions that to have the disbalance or the formation of Agni, it is not just the Ahara causes. He also says that even Chinta, Shoka, Krodha, Bhaya also will hamper your Agni. So you should always manage these psychological disorders also whenever you are trying to manage such disorders related with GIT disturbances. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Whole concept of Agni is all about the gut-brain axis.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Mr. Basavaraj, sir, if you don't mind, can you please share your favorite clinical experience?
See, I have done all of this. This is the same thing today. Okay. See, I think that I'll get back. Okay. Any emergency? Okay. You just tell me the reports.
Yes, sir.
What are we talking about?
Sir, favorite clinical experience.
See, I think two of my areas of special interest is one is epileptic management and other is the de-addiction management. And that is how probably we have developed a state-of-art de-addiction center now in our hospital, where we try to treat all types of addictions, maybe ganja, afim, cheras, and even alcohol, tobacco. So all this. So this has been and see, when you try to help patients, but the success is not very much, because I was very passionate about treating these patients in the very early part of my practice. And when the patient used to again consume alcohol and come back, I was getting depressed. Then I started developing detachment towards these patients. Then I'm happy now.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Next, from Dr. K. Ishwara Rao. Sir, with advance of age, forgetfulness, progressive, kindly suggest medication to help some extent.
See, basically, you have to go with the Medya Rasayanas. See, it said, no, like Balyam, Vriddhi, Chavi, Meda. Meda, you're going to deteriorate by 4th decade. So try to give something Medya starting from 3rd decade.
Yes, sir.
That is why you cannot learn something new after 60 years. And that is why people have maintained this as a retired life, because you cannot learn something new after you become 60. And that is the reason why people should get retired after 60 years.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Manoj Agarwal, schizophrenia consideration in Ayurveda and treatment, please.
We consider on the lines of Unmada.
Yes, sir.
Nija and Agansu Unmada.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Lakshmi, management.
Now I'll give one word answer, okay?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir. From Lakshmi, management of stress-related benign essential tremors in youngsters.
So you can go with Ashwagandha.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
This teacher is very strict. Doesn't leave this student at all. When I go home.
Yes, sir. It's only.
Yeah. Quickly try to wind up all the questions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we are about to end, sir. From Tejendra Singh, how can we treat panic attack disorder in young age patient?
See, panic attack disorders you can treat on the lines of especially Vata Pitta Hara line of treatment, and especially Manasamitra Vati and the Sahasrarishta combination helps in case of panic disorders.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Rakshita, can you please give us more insight about mantra ucharna in Manovaha Stroto Vikaras with some examples?
See, there are a lot of work which has been done actually. Nowadays people have been doing a lot of works, especially on mantra, havana, homa, agnihotra, etc. And what are the different benefits that you get out of that? Because it's a whole lot of procedures which goes on into the concepts. And especially the mantras, like there are Mrityunjaya mantra, Vishnu Sahasranama, and Gayatri mantras. So these are the 3 extensively worked mantras, because it's not just the pronunciation. No, it has lot of so much of positive vibration which is created within our body. And see, body has something called as the homeostasis. See, there's something called as balance. Okay, and if you just create one particular balance inside the body, the whole environment will heal itself. See, that is the beauty of Ayurveda. See, you will look at the Falashruti of any of the medicines. Suppose if you take the Falashruti of Kalyanakritas, it can be used in Jwara, it can be used in Unmada, it can be used in Kamala, it can be used in case of developmental disorders. See how a single drug can be used in all type of therapies. And in modern, if you have one, paracetamol is only antipyretic, isn't it? See, because what it does is it does the Agnidipana, it does the Rasayana, and it does the Sotoshodhana. So when all these 3 components are cleared, it acts on the different target organs. That is how Ayurveda works on the network pharmacology, reverse pharmacology. And that is what you should try to understand, the basic concepts, how this one particular drug is going to act on different srotas. Because it is going to clear because the ahara rasa is getting, the whole basic nutrient is getting nourished. And rasa, manas, and ojas are interrelated. Okay, so you want to treat mansika rogas, you should treat rasavasrotas, you should use ojavardhaka aushadhis. You get very good results with this treatment.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. From Anuradha, sir, people take anticonvulsants continuously for years, even if the last episode was around 10 to 20 years ago. So how do we go about stopping such medications?
See, if there are no attacks for more than 5 years, you can stop it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Treatment of tobacco and any other addiction.
See, for tobacco, you should use something called as, you can ask a patient to chew, like Lavangadivati, Yoshadivati. And at least the best thing is, you should not have a pack of cigarettes with you. Distract, delay, distance yourself from nicotine. See, there is something called as 5 A's and 5 R's of nicotine addiction management, as suggested by WHO. Should go through this. 5 A's and 5 R's of nicotine dependence management. It's quite interesting.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. What is the line of treatment for insomnia?
I think I told already.
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes, I have, sir. Sir, I think, yes, sir. Done it, sir.
Can I go? Thank you. Bye.
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you very much for answering all the questions, sir. It was great to listen to you. Now we move upon vote of thanks. Now I invite Dr. Tulya Mohandas, Vice Principal of Ayurveda College, Coimbatore, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, Dr. Tulya. There's one thing, personal things which I don't think whether I should talk it or not. Actually, Tulya is the classmate of my wife. So that's why I agreed to be a part of this program.
I know, sir. I'm very thankful to you for this. Sir, on behalf of Ayurveda College, Coimbatore and Diksha team, I extend my gratitude wholeheartedly, sir, for delivering such an informative session. And I'm really very happy to listen to your class after I think almost 10 years. And as Mauli sir told, no, there is no change in you. Seriously, you are the same person, down to earth person. I was really hesitating. I was having the fear, like whether you say yes or no. When I called, and you readily agreed for that. I'm really happy, very thankful to you, sir, for that.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
Thankful. No, it's always
Yes,
good to learn with all the youngsters, and good because I have one more meeting now at 9 o'clock. So I thought you leave me by.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes, sir. And I also, convey my thanks to all the participants and the entire colleagues and the Diksha team to make this event a fruitful one. And thank you one and all, sir. Good night, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And
Thank you very much, sir.
see, I have shared my email ID and my phone number in the chat box, or you can just contact the organizers. And if you want
Yes, sir.
the management of any mental disorders or anything related with your friends, family, or any of your patients, we're very happy to help you. And try to be stay safe and stay happy. And wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you,
sir.
sir.